stand out, starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to episode 6 of the NEXXTCAR Podcast. We're a day late, but hey, it's better late than never. We're joined in here once again with Matthew Tucker and Peyton Tullock. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Ron? How's it going?
It's going good. How about you, Peyton?
Doing pretty good, Ronnie.
And
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And then making his podcast debut, Steve Bocock. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
With your guest star behind you as well.
Yeah, that's right. She's nosy.
Absolutely, but we got some sad news to start this podcast off. The NEXXTCAR thoughts and prayers and condolences are out to the Christopher Thomas family. We just had the charity race this past weekend for his grandfather, but unfortunately his grandfather this morning went to go be with God up in heaven, and our condolences out to the Thomas family. And Chris, I don't know if you're going to be watching this as you guys are going through a lot right now, but if you guys need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask. We're a family, and you've been a long-time part of NEXXTCAR, and great to have you, and take your time, brother, but can't wait for you to get back out there on the track with us. But, guys, what a weekend we just had. You know, I just mentioned it. We had the charity race, so we didn't have any league racing, but we had some fun in the charity races.
Yeah, I feel like guys really got to really kind of let go and have some fun this weekend. Nothing really on the line, just had a blast. And you could tell, middle of the season, there's, everybody's kind of, tempers are flaring a little bit. Everybody's getting anxious. So it was nice to have, kind of a weekend that, like, let's calm down, let's have a little bit of fun, go out there and have a blast. And it was probably one of the most fun NEXXTCAR races we've had so far.
Yeah, it was fun to get out there and beat around on each other until Tuck turned and decided to do a 90-degree in the middle of the track. So, but yeah, it was good to get Chris out there and get his mind off of what's going on and let him have some fun. That was the purpose in my view.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you guys hit on it. It was just to raise some money for Chris and his family, his grandfather, and just have some fun while doing it. Nothing really too competitive. We were all just out there having a good time, just trying to raise money. Hopefully we did that for him, and hopefully he got a little bit of some things to take his mind off stuff. So hopefully Chris had a good time, and I think we all had a good time too with it too.
Oh, absolutely. There was a lot of laughs and a lot of smiles and Peyton, you definitely laughed the hardest, I think, when Tuck decided to sit at a 90-degree angle right in front of the field as we came into turn 3, But once again, Matt, we both learned a valuable lesson. I learned it at Bristol. You learned it in the charity race. Don't listen to Peyton when it comes to pit strategy.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's never an option. Like, whatever Peyton says, do the exact opposite. So
Yep, I did
on
it
some,
at
thing,
Bristol.
on some things, I will say this: Peyton's a pretty good spotter. We just had that Daytona 500 race, and Peyton was spotting pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have spotted for you.
He didn't spot that
he didn't
car
really
that
good job.
disappeared behind you.
That's
No.
kind of out of my control. Don't look at me on that one.
Casper the Friendly Ghost came up and bit me for second, but it was still a good race. So
Yeah, how did it go all around? You guys did what, 200
Yeah.
laps tonight?
yeah, it was the whole 500 miles. I started sixth, kind of fell back around mid pack, and then pit strategy come to play. I was running top 10 most of the race, and I found some guys I hooked up with and was running about second till about lap 170. There's a caution, and then it was survival for the end and leading the white flag. Lo and behold, yet again, and then dude made a move on me. I made a block on him and thought I had the race, and then the other dude got to my outside, and I couldn't do anything. And then the guy that was supposedly behind me decided to turn to Casper and go away, and then that kind of ruined our chance of trying to get a win. But getting the podium finish in the 500 for the first time I've done it, I will gladly take that.
Absolutely. And for those of you who don't know who or what we're talking about here, iRacing every year holds, 6 or 7 different sessions the week of the 500? And
5 in the fixed, and I think there's 4 in the open session.
Okay, so 9 total. And like you just heard Matt say, you run the full 500 miles, 200 laps. That's insane. But, and how many fast repairs did you get?
0.
So 0.
Zero.
So what was your strategy heading into it tonight with those 0 fast repairs? Because obviously in league racing you get 1, but tonight you had none.
So in NEXXTCAR, for the plate races, you really want to lay back and try to wait till everybody wrecks out. But my thing was stay up front, try to find guys that you can work with later on in the race. That way you know who's going to be around, and that way they know who you are too throughout the whole run. So I got up there, worked with I forget what his name was. His name was Logan. His number 3 car, but he helped me a lot, and I helped him a lot too. So it was good finding guys and trying to be around him. But if you guys wanting to do the 500, that's what I would say too. If we're not in the same split, it's just your friends are where you find them in that thing, with nobody really knowing anybody else. So, but it was a good experience. Good experience if anybody that's watching wants to do it. We had fun with it, and also shout out to Toby Kelsey too. He ran that with me, and his split he got a top 5 finish and ended up 4th. So congrats to him also, and it was a good showing for NEXXTCAR to start off the 500 week, getting a 3rd and a 4th place finish in those splits.
Absolutely. And, you mentioned you got to find good friends and people to work with. Well, Steve, somehow, some way, restrictor plates, you are always the best one to work with. How do you do it, man? Whether it was back on Heat or now on iRacing, you are always one of the best ones on restrictor plates.
Well, I don't know. It just I can see holes pretty well. I've always been good with all the games with draft. I don't know.
All right, Dale Earnhardt, I can see the air.
yeah, it's not anything special. It's just I don't know, man. I can read a draft. But unfortunately, in league racing, it hasn't helped me much because I can read a draft, but apparently I read walls better. And I'm going to run it Sunday morning. There's one at like 9 a.m. Sunday morning. I've got bass tournament and stuff Saturday, so I can't run Saturday, but I'm going to try to run it Sunday morning. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get some people in there that maybe I know and try to run up through. I think it'd be fun. 200 laps is pretty fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe I'll try and join you on that one. I get off work at 6, but hey, might join you with that one. Peyton, you got any plans on running any? I know Tuck said earlier you were spotting for him.
Yeah, when I woke up this morning, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I took a nap and may have slept in a little bit late. So we'll run the one tomorrow night. Hopefully, get some guys out here and have some fun on that one. So watching, I mean, yeah, I didn't get to race today, but watching it was exciting. I could tell there was a lot going on in those races. Everybody's got their own little strategy. You saw some drivers, laying real back, and there's obviously guys that just really wanted to go. So, um, it's really cool that iRacing does something like this. Gives everybody an opportunity. It's C class, so it's not too hard to get in. So, overall, it was just really exciting racing.
Oh yeah, and they do it a lot. I mean, they've had the 24-hour Le Mans. They've had the Daytona Rolex.
Yeah, it was the Rolex
the
race,
Rolex.
24 hours. Yeah.
So
All 24 hours, too.
Incredibly, Ronnie. 10 a.m. Eastern is too early for Peyton to get out of bed and run that one Sunday.
we've discussed this already.
Good Lord.
He don't get out of bed until 3.
I told him he ain't. I know he ain't
Literally
out
today.
partying Saturday. I said,
Free,
get out
take
of
it or
bed.
leave it.
Hey, them college days are rough, buddy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Yeah. I was fighting wars and in college at the same time.
Man.
Running on 2 hours of sleep and caffeine.
That's right.
But moving back to Sunday, we had the Super Bowl. I'm not going to pretend I watched a minute of it because I didn't, but I said it. Those refs were going to come in clutch for the Chiefs, and I'll tell you what, the NFL this last season, they have had some controversial endings, just like NEXXTCAR. I'll tell you what, we got to go hand in hand together here.
Yeah, there was. I'll tell you what, that was one of the most exciting Super Bowls that I've watched in a long time that I can remember. But came down to it, probably 5 times out of 10, 50-50 call on that one hold on the Eagles, but that kind of took away our good finish of the Super Bowl because I think if they would have kicked that field goal, I think Hurts would have let them down to another field goal. We won OT, but didn't get that. But overall, I think it was a good game. But congrats to the Chiefs yet again. I like Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a good coach, good guy all around too. So it was good to see him get another Super Bowl ring also.
And against his old team.
Mm-hmm.
When did they start fining referees? I mean, is that a thing?
I don't know, but the NFL and the NBA both ought to do it.
It's not any better than MLB.
No.
That is true. Angel
I mean,
Hernandez might be.
when they go to robo zones for the strike zone, it's so bad. I mean, it's there's no accountability in any sports for being wrong. I mean, the one of the great parts about baseball is it was always human error was a little bit of it, but it's so blatantly horrible now that I'm a Bears fan. They weren't going to do anything this year anyway, but they had so many calls against them. It's just like, okay, you helped us get the number 1 draft pick, but come on, at some point, at least let these guys play.
Right. Yeah, no, like I said, I didn't watch it, but that national anthem, man, Chris Stapleton, I knew he was going to do a damn good job, I love his songs. Tennessee Whiskey, obviously, definitely one of my favorite country songs of all time, but he definitely showed up big time for that national anthem.
Sir, that's not his song.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
No, Tennessee Whiskey was sang in the 60s by George Jones.
Okay. I thought you meant the national anthem. Never mind. Oh.
Yeah, overall, it was, like Tuck said, though, that was probably one of the best Super Bowls we've ever seen, like, in a long time. Like, I don't remember a Super Bowl that was, that close throughout the whole game, had that much, just so much excitement going on. At the end there, I know everybody's upset about the hold. I mean, it like Tuck said, it stole a great ending. If, the hold isn't called, they get a field goal. We get to go watch, Hurts, maybe win the game, maybe lead OT. But, I fully agree where the refs have been just god awful in sports lately. I mean, I can't blame the refs on the Titans season this year, but throughout the years, man, there's so many bad games. Like if you watch any game and watch a team's full sport, you'll at least see one game where you can look at and go, man, the refs just hated us today. So it's annoying, but then again, James Bradbury's a hell of a cornerback, and he even admitted a little bit of hold. I get it; it's a rough call, but I don't know. I wish they would let him play in that situation, but you can't hate it. By rule book, it probably was a hold. But, hey, congrats to the Chiefs. I talked about it last week here. I said, if they were going to win, it's going to be on Patrick Mahomes. He went to the halftime limping down 10 and came storming back. So you got to give it to the man, he's got probably the best opportunity to become, the likes of Tom Brady now that he's gone. So we'll see how his career goes from here on out.
And that's what
You
the
guys
NFL
don't-
wants.
You guys don't remember the Seahawks Patriots that come down to the 1 yard line with beast
Right.
mode. Everybody knew the beast mode was going to run it in from 1 yard,
And
they
they
passed
done
and they
threw
picked
it.
it off.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That was probably
Yeah,
the
I
last
will
good
say-
one.
That's
will
been
say
the best
this,
Super
though.
Bowl year.
Mm.
I will say this though. Congrats to Trenton. He was the only one that picked the Chiefs last week on our podcast, and all three of us idiots picked the Eagles. So, but yeah, that made us look like a bunch of numb nuts.
Oh, no,
with that selection.
No, it made me look like I knew what I was talking about because I said the rest were gonna come in clutch for him.
You did. You
And-
did. You hit
They
that,
did.
You hit that in the head.
I mean,
Should've
Helen
put some money
Keller
on
could have
that.
seen that coming.
Well, they shouldn't have thrown the flag at Helen Keller, but
Oh no.
But my
I'm just
thing
glad
with
the
it,
Super Bowl's finally over, so
Yep.
I can see how many draft picks the Bears are going to get for that number 1 pick. Come on.
Did you see today? Did you see today that supposedly they're looking to trade Fields now? There was a report that came out with that today.
No,
So
that's been a rumor going since they first started.
Mm.
I don't
they're
know.
just doing. I think they're just doing that to try to get people to trade
Yeah,
up.
I
they're-
think
they're-
they're just bluffing.
I
Kinda
think
like
they're
what
fishing.
I'm saying it here right now. Here's how it's going down. Chicago trades the number 1 pick to Houston for the number 2 pick and get some draft picks. Then the Colts come up to number 2, and the Bears go back to 4. They pick Jalen Carter or the defensive end out of Alabama, and the Bears got just massive draft picks, $120 million in cap space. We're going to the bowl in 2 years, boys.
I don't
Toilet
know
bowl or
that,
Super Bowl? Which one?
It
no.
don't matter, just the bowl, man, just the bowl.
And I'm just sitting over here as a Browns fan wondering when we're getting rid of Deshaun Watson.
Well, when his contract's up in a couple of years.
Yeah, you're stuck with him with that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck,
Biggest-
when's y'all's first pick this season? Like,
We don't
Who
have
knows?
a first round pick for the next 3 years. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, when the heck do y'all even pick?
Round 7.
Second round.
Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, Brock Purdy was a 7th round pick, so we might find a diamond in the rough.
It's possible. But
Not for the
Tom
Browns.
Brady was
all
the
right?
5th round.
That is true.
yeah.
That is true.
The Browns have about as good of skill of drafting a team as I do. All right.
But maybe that's good news for y'all though. Y'all can't draft bust if you don't have first round picks. So at this
The only
point,
time, the only time the Browns had a good draft was in Draft Day in the movie, and they
Uh,
they had that. So that
Oh,
was
no,
the
no,
only
no.
time.
We've had
One of
some
my favorite
good
movies,
ones.
though.
We've had Tim Couch. Come on. We had Johnny Manziel.
Well, we had a good one in 2018 when we had Baker number 1 and Denzel Ward number 4. But no,
Didn't they have Benny Testaverde?
Yeah.
So.
Back in
Yeah,
the early
that's a- that's a
2000s.
way.
Yeah.
Well, I keep forgetting you guys are all like 12. My bad.
Sorry, Grandpa.
yeah. I mean, the Browns, they were Tecmo Super Bowl, man. They were good on it.
oh,
That is
no.
not wrong. Yeah, they might get the Super Bowl like on Madden, but that's it.
So
Yeah.
they had some quality running backs through the years.
Oh,
That is true.
absolutely. I mean, Peyton Hillis definitely comes to mind. I mean, old boy was fighting for his life there for about a good month and a half after saving his kids. Talk about a
Yeah.
crazy, insane story. Good God.
That happened right around the DeMar Hamlin stuff.
Mhm.
And that,
I think like a
time.
week later.
Yeah, so they were all. Glad that he's doing better though. Well, he was Madden cover athlete too after he had that 1,100 yard season. So that was one bright shining moment for the Browns in 2010, 2011 season.
This is a rough time of year for me, dude. I don't have anything going on. I don't like the NBA,
Hey.
and I don't. What?
We got NASCAR coming back
Yeah,
this week.
starting
though.
this week.
What?
Now you guys know I don't watch the modern day NASCAR because I'm an old.
That is true.
I want the Winston Cup back.
Hey, there's a
But,
lot of people that would argue that they would love the Winston points format back. That makes you
That
feel
is
better.
true.
So.
Mhm.
I'm saying I just can't. I mean, I try to get it. I mean, it's hard to get into because I don't really have a driver. I mean, I guess if I had to root for somebody, I'd root for Larson just because I'm a big dirt track guy, and that dude on dirt. I don't know why he even runs NASCAR. He's so fast on dirt. He wins everything he gets into.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Funny
really. He could win enough money running dirt. I mean, he does not need NASCAR as fast as he is on dirt. So I mean, I guess if I had to root for somebody to be that, but the stages and the point system and the goofy, you can literally just luck into the playoffs, and it's just I don't like it. It's just not what I'm used to. So I'm kind of just waiting for baseball to start.
All right, Steve, what do you think about the new rules that MLB is coming out with? The 15-second pitch rule, 20 seconds if there's a base runner, and then the automatic extra innings, the base runner on second. They're going to be implementing that full time now.
Well, see, now the pitch clocks I like because there's just they stand out there and play too many games. I mean, the batters have to stay in the batter box now. They've already got that rule going.
One timeout.
I don't want a pitcher sitting there staring at you for 20 minutes.
Yep.
And now the runner on second, that's been a minor league thing for a lot of years. So I'm used to it because I watch minor league baseball. So I'm not so upset about that. I mean, I don't know exactly how fast it speeds the game up because, if you're a major league team and you've got a man on second with nobody out, you should score that guy every time. It should be a bunt, running to third base, hit a fly ball, he scores. So, it may speed it up a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna do exactly what they want. The thing that upsets me more is having the DH in the National League. I don't like it.
Also, they had another rule that no position players can come in to pitch unless it's 10 runs for the opposing team or something like that too. I forget. I have to look that up.
8 runs before the 9th inning. I think 10 runs in the 9th inning, and then extra innings they can pitch anytime.
Yeah,
but the runner on second base thing only applies the regular season. In the playoffs, it goes away.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't read that.
Yeah, it
part.
goes away in the playoffs. In the playoffs, it's it's just back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
But it's just like NASCAR, and they're making all these rule changes because people have short attention spans now. They had to do something for NASCAR to drag more people in because they were losing interest because somebody actually had a good enough year and had this championship locked up with 3 to go. It's the same way with baseball. The attention spans are so short, they've got to do something to keep it exciting for them. So there's not a lot of purists in these sports left.
I think your dog's a purist.
Yeah, she's got to be nosy.
I don't know where
Where's
mine
Loki?
is. I don't know.
Loki hasn't made his appearance.
He's
yet.
probably he's probably laying in bed.
See, this one's nosy, and that one down there just sits and chews on a phone all the time.
No, Loki's mad at me. I took off on the bike all morning, and I came back in the house, and he turned, looked at me, and ran upstairs and jumped into bed. So he's not too happy with me right now.
Put him on the bike.
Yeah. Get him a little pair of goggles to put over his eyes.
Yeah, don't you have a dresser?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fit on there. Get him a sidecar.
Oh, he'd jump out immediately.
Do you think?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, he'd probably see a squirrel and just like, ooh, see
Yeah.
ya.
Bet he'd only do it once.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the 500 coming up here. We got I think qualifying tonight and then the duels tomorrow.
Qualifying is starting right now.
Is it?
Getting ready to start. Yep, got on behind y'all.
How's that working?
So,
How does that work behind
it's
us?
in commercial right now. Oh, it's on my TV. So TV's behind.
Are they still group qualifying?
No, it's single car, but the open cars, it's the fastest 2, and then the rest of them go to the duels to race. So
It's back to like the way it was the old days.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
see?
there's two cars will go home.
See, Buck, they're catering to you. Get back into
Now, hold
NASCAR.
on. What do you mean 2 cars will go home? In the old days, you had qualifying, and only the pole was locked in, and then everybody went to the duels.
There's 42 cars that entered, so only top 40 make it now instead of 43.
It used to be
so,
43 car field,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yep. They
shortened
changed
it
it
a lot back.
when they have the charter system. They changed it back to 36.
It needs to be
And then
43 again.
It does,
I think
but you're
with
not
all,
going to get. Go ahead. Ted.
there's so many like people that are looking to join NASCAR though, and we hear all these rumors of people looking into it. Like Lil E is a prime example. I highly expect here very soon. I'd imagine they'll go back that 43 and then probably add 2 charters. And I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe they auction them off or something. But I'm pretty confident that NASCAR is going to almost have to extend that because I mean, how are you going to add anybody else in right now if there's no charters to sell?
Mhm.
Especially with the new TV money deal that they're supposedly getting done in the next
Exactly.
couple of years. So, and they're wanting to get all the teams are asking for more money. So, and there's got a lot of teams that want to expand too, and some of the other teams that don't want to leave. So, I mean, what are you going to do? It won't be all open cars, so you don't get any money if that you don't have a charter. Those charters are like Willy Wonka's golden ticket. So, you're gonna have to do something if you're NASCAR if you're wanting to get more teams involved. But you've had other new owners. That's another thing too. Getting young owners in the sport, Justin Marks, and then Denny Hamlin, and then also Keselowski. So it's a lot different than you got the older guys that are about done with Hendrick and Roush and Penske. So keeping the sport going is what I think what their kind of main goal is with the charter system. I think they've been successful with that too.
So who's the new spectacle this year? I mean, there's always somebody that jumps in a 500 that should never be in a car.
Pastrana, I think.
Travis Pastrana.
Yeah.
Is it driving the 67
the
for
67,
2311?
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
Connor Daly's.
Daily, yeah.
Yeah.
There was always somebody every year that you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I will
Elliott
say
was
it's probably
supposed to.
the first year. It's probably the first year though, but I mean I know the money team's pretty small. But that's probably like the smallest team by far that's going in. Like we don't have like JG Ailey like driving some little tiny car out there like last year. So I mean that's kind of cool. We do what?
They about did. They had that Frontline Motorsports that
they about
entered
did.
for 2.5 hours and said, nope, we're not doing it.
They literally looked at the entry list and went, oh, Jimmy Johnson, all these big teams are trying to race in. Nah, we good. Like, yeah.
So.
What do you think about Kyle Busch announcing he's returning to the Xfinity Series? That's pretty interesting. Driving for Kaulig as well.
One thing I think what he's trying to do, when he got away from practice and qualifying, when they stopped doing it in 2020, he started to decrease.
Mm-hmm.
The more track time he gets, the more he is going to be better.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think with him doing those 5 races, knowing that, like, hey, since qualifying shortened, there's like 1 practice session a week. The more races he gets, he's gonna get 10 extra races in Truck and Xfinity, and I think it's gonna help him in the long run. So one way that he does it with that is run more Xfinity races. So, and you see some other guys doing the SRX too. So
I agree to a point.
I think it helps.
Maybe back in the day with like the Gen 6 cars and the Xfinity cars, they were a lot closer, but now they just control completely different. You know, with the next gen and Xfinity, I don't see that being a reason for him doing that because they just don't correlate.
When like the Cup drivers used to go down and race the Busch series and stuff like that, you know, to me it's like, you know, freaking you know, a major leaguer going down and beating up on the minor league guys. So what? You know, I don't. Mark Martin was, you know, a stud in the Busch, but you know, winning championships but never could win a championship in the big cars. So I just never was impressed. But I don't know. I don't think he should be down there. I think you should give that seat to somebody that, you know, that's up and coming because, like, let's be honest, how many years does Kyle Busch have left for racing? He's got to be close to done.
He's
probably
5. 37, 38.
I'd say probably a good 5 years.
You think he's really going to be around 5 years?
Yeah.
I think he'll
I
race
mean, Harvick's 46.
Yeah.
So 46, 47. So he's got that's.
Yeah,
10
but
years.
I think Harvick was kept alive on facelifts or meth or something. I mean, the dude never blinked.
I don't expect Kyle going away anytime soon. I mean, he's got, you know, a team and everything. And not only that, but I think, you know, ideally he keeps racing, keeps, you know, attention to the Busch name. That way he kind of paves the path for his son even more so. So I really doubt that he hangs it up early. I don't see it.
Yeah, but when you got that money, do you really need to pave a path for anybody? I mean,
no, but it still helps. I mean, you know, Kurt's gone now. I would be surprised, you know, after seeing Kurt retire and everything, I'd be very shocked if Kyle said, okay, I'm going to follow suit. That doesn't seem like a Kyle Busch thing. If anything, he's probably excited. I mean, he's the only Busch guy in Cup now, so now all the attention's on him. You know, everybody does Kyle Busch.
Who's the Gibbs grandson that's wrecking everybody and pissing everybody off? And
David Chandler?
And when he got,
oh man,
I don't know. There was some the Ty Gibbs.
You missed it, did you, Buck?
Yeah. The only reason he's on the tracks because Grandpa.
You missed my joke, didn't you, Buck?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I said,
did you say Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there somebody else, Austin Dillon or somebody else that's got money?
I know Cindric does from his dad.
Cindric.
I thought
Yeah.
it was somebody. I thought it was
Cole Custer. I
Mhm.
mean, but he got
No.
demoted.
I thought it was like Austin Dillon or something like that. Had a Rick
argue.
Grant or something. But
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
Richard
He
Childress.
does. Yeah,
Yeah,
Childress.
Richard Childress.
Yeah, Childress. There you go.
Mm.
I just literally. I mean, I was always one of those people. I was never a real super NASCAR fan. I was just a Jeff Gordon fan. I'm not really a baseball fan. I'm a St. Cardinals fan. If it's not the Chicago Bears playing football, I don't care. I don't want to watch it. I'm loyal to my teams and my people, but other than that, I just don't really care.
Mm-hmm. So going back to the whole Mark Martin thing, I know this podcast is kind of all over the place, but who do you think is the best NASCAR driver in history to never win a Cup championship?
Mark Martin. Don't you dare say Dan Hamlin.
No, Hamlin's not even into the discussion.
Yeah.
No, it has to be Martin.
I will die on that Denny Hamlin hill.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
He's got more races won. More races won. He's got 3 Daytona 500 championships. You got to vouch for Hamlin.
What does Daytona 500 championships really mean? That means you got somebody to push you to a win. I mean, that's not
the 3 times that he's won, it's been all different. I mean, the movie made in 2016 was probably one of the greatest moves probably to win a 500.
That was with Truex, wasn't it?
Well,
yeah,
who was
side
the
by
young
side.
kid in the 21 car that won the Daytona 500?
Bain.
Trevor Bain.
Yeah, I mean, and the dude was never enough. I mean, did he ever do anything again? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think you use Daytona 500 wins. Then you're Michael Waltrip. Did Michael Waltrip win anything that wasn't on a super speedway?
Not really.
No, but he had only four. Denny Hamlin's got what? Almost. I don't know what he's got. About
I get
50?
both points. I mean, but like Steve's saying though, like Daytona is such a hard one because like Tony Stewart, prime example. I mean, that was my childhood driver. That dude won at Daytona all the dang time. Dude was dominant. You know what race he couldn't win? Daytona 500. No matter what happened, that dude just seemed to always have the worst luck at Daytona. So
Dale Earnhardt Sr. only won one.
exactly. It took Dale years to
20 years.
Denny Hamlin has 48 victories in the Cup Series. Mark Martin has only 40.
I still take Mark Martin.
I still take Mark Martin.
Mark Martin raced.
What about Rusty Wallace?
He raced different cars.
He has a championship.
Wallace does? I didn't think he did.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty does.
Does he?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. What about Junior?
No.
26.
Junior,
No.
For how important they are to the sport, I mean, Junior is the most obvious, but actual driver talent, no, you can't put Junior above them.
No, I'm not a Junior fan at all. I'm just saying, you ask that question to a lot of people, it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, you ask them, they also say
Junior.
the same guys also say Chase Elliott's the best modern driver there is anyway. So it's just all in the name. It's literally all in the name. That's all it is.
But no, I think you're right there. I think Mark Martin. I mean, how many times did he finish second?
A lot.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think how long Mark Martin drove. You see these guys
Second in the championship points?
Yes.
A lot. I think he did like 2 or 3.
It had to be like
3, 4, 5.
Oh my God. 5 times?
He's a 5-time bridesmaid to everybody. The last chance he had was 2009 when he won 5 races for Hendrick.
When he came back.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what's also most important.
Whoa, back up. For Hendrick.
Yeah,
when he came back to race the 5 before Kyle Busch took it over.
Kyle
Busch stepped out.
Kyle Busch had it. Casey Neers had it for that one rando year, and then Mark Martin drove it for like 3 years.
After his,
and that was in 2009.
Mark Martin drove a long time.
Well, I know, but I only remember Mark Martin in the 6 car.
He was in the 6. He was in the 01 Army car.
Do you remember the 01 finish in the 2007 500 when Harvick beat him at the line?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think there's any question to that, though. Mark Martin is the most talented driver, never won a championship. There's no argument. There's no argument for Denny Hamlin over Mark Martin. Period.
I will say though, if Denny Hamlin keeps racing, I think he will probably eventually pass him. That's for now, no. But even though I hate Denny Hamlin with a passion, if he continues what he's doing, he probably will, because he'll probably get in the 50s or so and wins, maybe in 60s. So it'll be hard to argue at that point.
or if Hamlin wins a championship. I mean, then that argument's toasted.
There you go. Then Mark Martin would get it, even though
Yeah,
I
then we go back to
probably
Martin.
in tears.
But do you really
I don't
think
know.
Hamlin
I
can
just
win?
feel all these rule changes and all the stuff they're doing now just cheapens these championships.
I really think Hamlin can. I think the way the chase has been set up, or the playoffs, or whatever it's called now for him, he's made a lot of Final Four appearances, and if it weren't for that one tape incident at Homestead in 2019 when Bush won, he would have won that one, I think. But that's the one thing they need to do with the playoffs. They need to change that completely, but that's a whole nother topic. But I think.
So, Ron, how old are you?
26.
Okay, so but you're still NASCAR guys. So do you think it's easier to win a championship in 2022 or easier to win a championship in like 1995?
95, hands down.
95.
You think it's easier to win a championship then?
Oh no,
Yes.
easier. My bad. I had that ass backwards. No, it's
Okay.
easier nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. That's what,
Right.
to me. I guess that's one of the reasons I can't get back into NASCAR. It's just cheaper now. It's
Mhm.
like, obviously being a Gordon fan, but another reason I was a Gordon fan is because I'm from Southern Illinois. So Jeff Gordon raced dirt here. I mean, that they moved him to Indiana so he could race dirt cars. So I saw him racing dirt cars. But I mean, it was hard to win championships back then. And if you won a championship, it meant something. I literally think half of Jimmy Johnson's championships are trash. And I just couldn't do it anymore. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just one of those guys. I like to go back, when they would go back and recalculate the points to the old point system. Jeff Gordon's a 7-time championship.
I will say this for Jimmy Johnson's case. Every time they changed the playoff to that way he would not win it, he ended up winning one in each time. So, I mean, you got to give him some credit for that.
No, I give him that. But like I said, it's as I think Jeff Gordon was one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR. And to watch championships taken from him, I mean, he literally should be tied with Dale Earnhardt Sr. for championships. I mean, it's hard for me to get back into it, but I just think it's easier to win a championship now than it was back then.
I agree.
Agreed.
Like Harvick, the last time Harvick, got really close, you heard him say when he lost it, like these championships aren't the same anymore. Like you have to have a little bit of luck, you have to be good at the right time. And Harvick fell off at the end of the year, and he lost out on making the Final Four. So, I mean, you hear the old guys say the exact same things you're saying. So I agree. The point. I think the system's a little messed up. I think we talked about the system being a little messed up every week, it seems, but. I don't know. NASCAR wants their attention. They want the drama, and that's what they got. So,
the system's definitely flawed. I mean, when you got Hamlin and Harvick, Harvick had 11 wins. I think Hamlin had 9, and neither one of them walk away with the championship. And Chase Elliott does when he got 2 wins, and one just happened to be in the final race of the season. Like
Harvick had 9, Hamlin had 7.
Okay, so I had it a little backwards.
Elliott won like 3 out of the last 4 of the.
But still, all right. But that doesn't compare, though.
Yeah,
that doesn't compare.
So,
when you go out there and win damn near a third of the season, almost a quarter of the season, I guess. You should be walking away with that championship trophy at the end.
I mean, I guess we can kind of go back to 2011 too with that. Carl Edwards led the whole season in points, only had 1 win, and Stewart wins 5 out of the last 10.
But that's different though. That's before it was broken up and the points reset after each 3 race stint. That's a little different. In my opinion.
One back in the 90s where the driver didn't have any wins. It was Terry Labonte or Dale Jarrett, one that didn't win a race all year.
I don't remember.
I
can't remember.
I'll have to look.
The
last time I remember when the reason why they changed it to the playoffs,
Kenseth.
or they said, is because Kenseth 03 had 1 win and Newman had 8.
Yeah.
And literally had like every other race it was like freaking Ricky Bobby, either first or last for Newman.
No. It ain't Ricky Bobby. What's the name you said the other night? Ricky Robbie or something?
Ricky Robbie, yeah. I
He butchered that one.
Bad. Yeah.
So it's been a while since, like I said, I haven't even paid attention. Has anybody ever beat the races in a season thing?
What do you mean?
Races in the season.
Yeah, didn't Gordon win like 13 one season?
You mean like beat the record of that?
Oh,
No.
you mean the record per? No.
No, I think
No, the
Petty
most-
still holds that at 21 or 22, technically.
Yeah, but that
But
was
I mean, I know
long
that's
time
still
ago.
back when they ran 50 races a season.
Well,
You
they
know?
run 50 races a season, and he had 4 people had a car on the track that could
Yep.
even win.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just that some of that stuff is, I'm not taking anything with Richard Petty. I mean, he was
Mhm.
one of the pioneers of the sports, but like when you literally have 4 guys that's got money enough to put a car on a track that'll last, okay, you got 200 wins, you're whatever.
I'm in the same boat with you on that, Steve. I mean, I love Richard Petty. He's a big part of our sport, but I don't think he's as crazy as people like hype him up to be because he literally raced like 3-4
I mean,
cars.
I think he could come to modern day cars in his prime and compete,
Mhm.
but he's not winning
Yeah.
200 races. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
In his
do
prime with the field now, he would get like maybe 5 to 10. He wouldn't go out there and win 30. Like,
Oh,
that ain't
I
happening.
don't know. 5 to 10 still be tough, but I think he could compete. I mean, I think he'd be a name you'd hear during the races, but I don't know.
what
It
is
would be-
this
it's
math
the whole,
class?
It's the whole would Babe Ruth be as good? Modern day, probably not.
Ma'am, can I use the restroom?
Oh, I had to in that 500 lap race or
Oh.
211. But fun fact: there has never been a champion with 0 wins in NASCAR history.
Oh,
And the
really?
One,
Cup. You mean Cup? Because I can think
Cup,
off the top of my
Cup,
head.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I gotta say Matt Crafton just won one like a few
Mm.
years ago.
Ned Jarrett had 1 win 1 year.
You can't do
Benny
that one.
Parsons had 1 win.
I always forget Parsons used to race. I just know
Oh,
him for
yeah.
his commentary.
Matt Kenseth was the last with 1 win, and the fewest was Logano with 3 in 2018.
I could have swore there was somebody right there in the 90s, Terry Labonte or Dale Jarrett or somebody right there in mid 90s or something that won with 1 or
Could be.
no races.
In '96, Labonte had 2 wins.
Okay, maybe that's what it was, because I think that was the same year like Gordon had 8 or 9. I mean, it was kind of the same thing. It was Terry Labonte and Gordon like back and forth. Then I know another year it was him and Dale Jarrett.
So along the topics of records, and Jimmy Johnson's making his return this weekend. Do you think his 5 in a row will ever be beat?
This system, no. If they change
No,
it,
not
it
this
could be,
system.
but not this system, no.
Mhm.
Because I mean, this system, like we've talked about, like you could win 35 races, go to Phoenix, finish second, and lose the championship. I mean, it's so hard to win one of these things. Like,
Hey Matt,
I
you're
mean-
frozen.
yeah, you are. So no, I don't see it. I can see 2. You might get somebody with 3. It can be almost impossible, especially with all the changes and stuff each year. Like,
Mhm.
nah, I don't see it.
Matt, you got anything? Oh my.
Yeah, it's not happening. Not 5. Eventually, what the NASCAR just seems like they're going to be pushing towards. Remember the old IROC series?
Mm-hmm.
That's to me, that's what NASCAR is now. You just stuck everybody out in the same damn car and just there you go.
They're trying to get there.
With that.
Yeah, but see, that's not interesting to me. That's
Mhm.
not. I want to. I mean, I miss because it used to be on Sundays, man. Don't even talk to me on Sunday. It's race day. I was sitting on the couch waiting for the race to start. But
Mhm.
now they have just, oh well, the Chevys are winning too much, so we got to give Ford stuff. Well, now the Fords are winning, so we got to give Toyota and the Chevy something. It's just like, stop. Just run IROC. The IROC races were kind of dumb, but if that's what you're pushing towards anyway, just do it.
I think that's kind of the old SRX
Yeah.
point there, which I absolutely love. I love the SRX. When we went to Sharon, that was a lot of fun. And then I love watching them. I wish the seasons were a little longer than the regular 6 races that they do. But, yeah, the SRX is a lot of fun to watch, and they're picking back up here in June.
Yeah. Well, see, I think that the old IROC series just ran super speedways, didn't they? Or I know there was just bigger tracks. I mean, you didn't get a Richmond or a.
I think they ran Richmond one time because I remember Kurt Busch and Mark Martin, they dueled it out side by side at Richmond for the finish.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
see,
that
that
was
was
about the
always-
one or only time. Like you said, it was the bigger tracks like Charlotte. I know they ran, and then obviously Dega and
Yeah, and they didn't
Daytona.
have all the sponsorships on the car and stuff. It
Mhm.
looked like a bag full of M&Ms out there running, just plain colored cars. Matter of fact, I don't even think. I think they didn't even bring a car. They were assigned a car, wasn't it?
Mhm. Yep, with True Value on the side, if I'm not mistaken, on
Yeah,
every
you just-
car.
You showed up and they're like, "Hey, you're in that car." You're like,
Mm.
"Cool."
Yep.
You guys see me okay? I had my
Yeah,
Wi-Fi,
you're back.
glitched out.
Yeah,
All
you're
right,
good.
cool.
Yeah, you were frozen
Yeah,
there
I
for
can
a minute.
actually see you moving now. You guys have all been glitched for the whole thing, but now I can actually see. Tucker
Yeah, I didn't know what
moving
happened. It just
with his
took a
cardinal
dump on
hat.
me. Yeah, basically.
Excuse me, guys.
All right. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about? I think we've been all over the place today.
I don't know if Buck know, but you guys want to talk about the extensions that got announced today for 2 drivers
Yeah, it's
for the
interesting.
multi?
Oh yeah, I saw
Mul-
what's his name, 48 got extended.
Bowman
Bowman.
got extended and Suarez got extended.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did Chastain get
So-
fired?
Chastain has not got it extended. They asked him
No.
today at the media day if he was had any talks, and he said he had no news. So, but they locked up
He's-
Suarez for a multi-year, and then Bowman is good through 2026, and Ally is signed through 2028 now. So they have a lot of years to race with that.
So are you saying that the Chastain extension talks have hit a wall?
Basically, they that's good.
I like that. That was good.
Talk about pun of the NEXXTCAR podcast.
Yeah,
history
good
goes to
lord.
Steve Bocock.
Good Lord. I mean, I'll tell you what, I know you guys have went through that in one of your podcasts, I'm sure, but I don't like that move at all. I don't care. It was dumb. I just can't believe that they allowed it. But I guess it's now they made it that illegal, right?
Yep.
They did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Well,
they
like we
probably-
talked about.
they don't want to see anybody get killed, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
As
Like
a,
we,
cha- as a, go
ahead.
ahead, Ronnie.
like we talked
Okay.
about, NASCAR wants their drama and excitement, and they got it. I mean, when was the last time you saw NASCAR on ESPN top 10?
Exactly.
You know,
probably the
90s.
500.
exactly.
Yeah. As a Ross fan with the Suarez news, like it surprises me they, pretty much went for Suarez first. Is like, I mean, not to brag about Ross, but he was really their number one driver last season. Suarez was always kind of kind of a couple steps behind him, but I think it's just probably because like Ross's value is a hard one to guess. I mean, Suarez has a lot more seasons than the Cup Series. Ross has only been a competitive ride for now 2 years. It's arguable that first one, so. I'd imagine it's going to happen. I highly doubt they're going to let Ross go away. But the one that I think is more interesting is Hendrick committing to Bowman. Like, Bowman's been average at best lately.
Mhm.
So, and you see all these young guys coming up. I really thought Hendrick was going to try to move on from him at the end of the season, and they just committed to him for long term. So, really interesting. Does that mean, William Byron's okay for the future? Who knows? I mean, I don't see Larson going anywhere, and we could all pray Chase Elliott will get moved, but that ain't happening. So, interesting move by Hendrick. Maybe the money from Ally is just that good, but interesting day. Interesting day indeed in NASCAR.
It's because Chastain costs Justin Marks and Pitbull too much money.
Hey,
They
did
got to
keep
repair
that
too many
car.
cars.
They kept that car, which I'm really glad they did. So, you're not wrong though. He does. We do spend a little bit of money on car repairs.
I will say this though, them and Ally and Bowman, I think, are really close in their partnership. I think Ally likes him. Bowman just as
I
much.
hear a microwave.
Yeah, there is. There's
I
a
heard it.
microwave.
I heard the microwave.
Yep, it's back. So,
Where's the door?
I don't know.
So I got a question to pose for you here, guys, and then
Okay.
I got to get up here. So, Aaron Rodgers, who's he play for next year?
Oakland, or not Oakland, but the Raiders.
Yeah, it'll be Raiders or the Jets. I'd be very surprised he goes back to the Packers after what he's been talking about.
Mhm.
Like he even came out this week, like they'll always be home. Like that's a very interesting thing to say. If you
But he
plan on
does
playing
that
for that
every
team,
season. No, he does that every season. He's such a drama queen. He does it every season.
you're right
Nowhere.
to an
He's
extent,
not-
but
He's gonna retire. He's gonna go live out in the wilderness like he's doing right
Stay in
now.
the
for his
darkness.
4-day retreat. Yeah. But
I think
if I really had to pick somewhere, the best situation for him is probably going to be staying in Green Bay. Let the Jets literally, there's nothing. I mean, you have Garrett Wilson out there, but when the last time the Jets were relevant was 2010 with Sanchez and Rex Ryan. You can go out to Las Vegas, but is Josh McDaniels proven anything as a head coach recently? No. So
But you also have to realize too, whatever team he goes to, it don't matter about the head coach because he's going to do what he wants.
Mhm.
That's the problem he's having in Green Bay is because that coach will not let him do what he wants. He wants a Peyton Manning kind of thing. He wants to be able to go somewhere look, you stand over there with your thumb in your butt. I'm running the offense. I'm going to pick my guys. That's what he wants. He's not going to go until he finds that, and Green Bay won't do it.
I think what he really wants is a Tom Brady situation. I think he wants to leave his team and go try to bring a bunch of players with him somewhere else and kind of pull a Tom Brady and do a last Hail Mary for a ring for himself.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the. He'll never have the loyalty Tom Brady did because he's an ass.
Yeah.
You know, most people. You don't get a lot of people that leave Green Bay that have a lot of good things to say about Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. Randall Cobb and him have a good relationship, and I think him and Devontae Adams. If there's one guy that gets him to go to Las Vegas, it's Devontae Adams. Knowing good and well, but the only thing that worries me if he goes there is he's got to play Mahomes twice a year, and he's gonna have to play Justin Herbert twice a year. So is he really going to
have that great of a relationship with oh man, you just said his name.
Adams?
No, not Adams.
Cobb.
Cobb.
Huh?
Cobb.
You think the relationship was that good, or it was a, hey man, I'm washed up and you're begging him to bring me back? That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, I'll kiss your ass too if I can't make another team somewhere else. You're gonna bring me back. I don't think there's people as loyal to Aaron Rodgers. It's just he runs his mouth enough that he can get what he wants. So you got to jump on board with that. You just got to use it when you can. But I think you're right. It's probably the Raiders, and I hope he just goes to get smashed.
I think New York. I think you're hating a little bit on New York. Last year they almost made the playoffs, and what was their weakness? Quarterback. I think if Aaron went there, he's got a lot of weapons there that he could have fun with. But I don't think Oakland releases Carr if they don't have something in mind, and I'm pretty confident Devontae was going to want him. So I'd be very shocked if Aaron doesn't play for the Raiders next year. That's just me, though.
Why do you go play in New York where it's cold when you can go to Las Vegas?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But he's been out in the cold for 18 years now, so.
Yeah, but he's 200 now. You don't want to be cold. I'm old. I don't want to be cold no more.
Also, if Rodgers does go to New York 10, I mean, he's got to play Josh Allen twice a year. So
that's true. But it's a stacked division either way. Like, I mean, you go to Raiders, you got to play. I know Russell Wilson's a meme right now, but you'd imagine Denver's gonna be better. You got the Super Bowl champs, and then the Chargers have always been solid lately. So that's a really stacked
division too. The Chargers are going to lose people because the Chargers are in cap hell.
Yeah, that's true.
The wide receiver they got, he's gone. That big stud wide receiver, the name's gone, but he's going to be gone. That's the bad part is San Diego's in cap hell. Denver, they're not going to be that good. So, I mean, you're really just playing against Mahomes, and Mahomes can be beat. Joe Burrow does it.
Johnson is on track right now, by the way. It's very, very, like a weird thing to see. I just want to point that out right now.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson will be.
He's not gonna be locked in, but it looks like Zane Smith and Chandler Smith and Daly look like
he's going to be the fastest of the open cars, at least.
Who's leading the standings right now?
Harrison Burton. There's 4. Johnson with the P5. There are 4 forwards leading the way right now.
Austin Hill and Travis Pastrana have to go left. If both of them don't beat Jimmy, he'll be in the Daytona 500.
Connor Daly did not start. The money team could not get it started.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say who the freak is? Austin. Yeah, I think it said Austin Hill. Yeah, Austin Hill and Travis Pastrana are the last two that haven't went yet for the open cars. And it looks like Travis Pastrana's on the track right now.
Yep. So yeah, you'll find out right here if Johnson will make the race or not.
Yeah.
So
I hope he doesn't make it.
Yeah, I think he is. Look at the cars right now.
For NASCAR's sake, if he doesn't make the 500 after all those Super Bowl ads they just had with him, that's not going to look good at all.
Yeah.
They will, yeah. So.
Yeah, just go away, dude. Just go away. I mean, they're going to consider you one of the greatest, even though I think that's bunkus. But just go. I don't know why those guys hang on so long. Just go.
He's turning into Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Before we go, we got to make sure we throw a Daytona 500 pick, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It ain't going to be Cody Ware. Wait a minute. We can't end without talking smack on Cody Ware. Hold on a second. We done gone 6 episodes now. Where's Cody Ware at? Where's Cody Ware at?
Cody Ware has not been on the track yet.
He's probably going to be the last one, exactly where he's about to finish.
Jimmy Johnson's in the 500, by the way.
Yeah, Johnson's in. Pastrana qualified. Yeah, so Zane Smith, Chandler Smith, and Austin Dillon. This is the last one, Austin Hill.
Yeah, here in a second we'll know the other card.
So if Austin Hill can't beat, him and Pastrana are neck and neck.
Pastrana had a really good lap. He'll probably pull him right here. He pulled whatever.
Imagine that, dude. Travis Pastrana makes
Pastrana's about to be
Daytona
in the 500.
500.
It's funny.
As long as he
rallycross guy that's made 2 starts in trucks.
He's a dirt bike guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, unless that 62's got some NOS. Yeah, he's a.
Your open car entries are going to be Jimmy Johnson and Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, so Zane
With
Smith.
Harrison Burton still on the pole right now. So
Zane Smith, Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, and Connor Daly will all have to race their way in the duels.
Okay,
it's
but
interesting group.
Yeah, my two picks.
I'm going to go with Kyle Larson for the 500. That's the only person I know. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Blaney. Obviously, he's a good one at restrictor plates. And then I think my sleeper pick's going to be Harvick. I think Harvick could definitely get it done in his final time in a 500.
I like how y'all are all picking your favorite drivers. I kind of feeling, I watched Louis' podcast earlier today, and I'm kind of feeling him. He was talking to Ross, and it kind of feels like it'd be a good little story. So I'm going to go with Ross, but my sleeper pick is definitely a colleague car in Tuck's boy over here, Justin Haley. I just think colleague, especially if they get that third car in there, they're scary at super speedways. So, and Justin Haley's had a lot of skill for it. So
does wall widen work at Daytona? I didn't know. I've never seen it tried.
Let's go try it out.
Yeah, let's see it. Yeah, we got some fixed races. So sleeper pick and who we think's gonna win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been saying all along, I really am on Alex Bowman to win this. I think he runs good in the 500 until he gets wrecked. He's usually up front most of the times in super speedways till he gets wrecked. So I think it'll be the year for Hendrick and Bowman, plus him signing that contract's going to give him some motivation heading into the year. So good way to start the season off. Sleeper pick, although I'm a Justin Haley fan, I'll say Justin Haley. Sleeper pick, I will go Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He was up front the 500 last season till bad Brad Keselowski took him out with like 5 to go. So if Stenhouse finds friends, and also there's rumors of JTG Jordy going to Toyota. There's some good Toyota super speedway racers. So if they find some friends, I think Stenhouse could win. He's won Daytona before. So I'll go Bowman's lock, and then Stenhouse as the sleeper.
Bad Brad, the hero we didn't know we needed with wrecking Stenhouse.
I will say a driver to really watch for this race, I think that will be records or trekkers for sure, is the guy on track right now, Bubba Wallace. I mean, he almost won this thing last year, a lot of people forget, and he just has so much confidence going in this year, and, he's always been really good at these, so I could really see Bubba being a big threat. Bubba will either finish top 5 or be in a wreck. I can pretty much guarantee you that.
I'm going to go with a wreck, but there's a difference between being confident and being cocky, and
That's
Bubba's
true.
cocky.
Bubba just went to P2.
Yeah. Just race, dude. Just race. That's what he needs to do. Like I said, I don't watch NASCAR anymore, but of course, I hear the news and stuff. Just get yourself out of the limelight and race. Prove it. I think that was one of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s problems. Like, get out of the limelight and do something. Win a championship, win a bunch of races. Do it that way. You don't always have to be a circus show around you. So,
NEXXTCAR Podcast star is on the track.
Cody Ware. All right.
Cody Ware.
He's going to be at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Let's see. So
you guys are going to hurt this guy's feelings.
Oh yeah, he's been the punchy bag of the NEXXTCAR.
If he wins
podcast.
this race, I
love me some
swear.
Cody Ware, man. I love me some Cody Ware. Go get him,
That's what
Cody.
I'm saying. Right now he's 10th on the board.
Out of how
right
many?
behind Zane Smith.
Out of how
and
many?
Bubble is. Oh, they're doing the rounds. I totally forgot about that.
Oh.
That's what it is. He's 4/10 off of 10th. And that's
Shocker.
a line. Cody Ware is 17th.
He's quicker than
of
Justin
21.
Herbert, Ty Dillon, Corey LaJoie. Man, that is not last.
Justin Herbert.
And BJ.
Yeah, who?
Justin Herbert.
Riley Herbert.
Breaking news: Justin Herbert has entered the Daytona 500.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I would not be surprised with as many other people we've gotten into NASCAR.
Start getting some other sports.
So there's no more. So does the series not have a Danica Patrick anymore? I mean, just something that shouldn't be there.
10's girl Haley
Ross
Deegan
Chastain.
that's down in trucks is probably the next Danica Patrick if he gets if this is her make or break year in the Truck Series, if she folds like she did the first 2 years, I think she's not going to get another ride. So
She either succeeds this year and will go to Xfinity next year, or she'll fail and probably be in like a mediocre truck ride for a long time.
yeah.
Well, when they throw her out, give her my name because I'll come down.
No.
And
Come on, man.
I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh God.
And
What
on
a
that note,
podcast.
Ronnie,
What a-
take over.
Yeah.
What a podcast, Ronnie, in this thing.
This was a great podcast tonight. We were kind of all over the
was.
place. We didn't really have any topics at hand, and we I think we had a pretty good time, a lot of laughs, and
It was.
it was a lot of fun. Steve,
Yeah.
making your
Thanks for letting
debut.
me come up, guys.
Absolutely, buddy.
I'm just glad you put on some clothes to be able to do this podcast with us.
Like the
Well,
PG.
you know, I needed to put on some clothes because I wanted you guys to get the attention you needed. I didn't need it all on me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the 6th episode here of the NEXXTCAR Podcast of Season 2. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you all are hitting that like button, hit that follow, and next week on Sunday night, the Truck Series heads to Canadian Tire to start off the 6th week of the season. We're officially now in the second half of Season 2 on iRacing for all series, so it's going to be a good one. Things are just now starting to heat up, folks, but like I said, I hope you all tune in next Sunday. Those viewerships have been great. Let's keep it up, and we will catch you guys next time. That is the NEXXTCAR Podcast signing off for this week's episode. Have a good rest of your week, and good night.